fuck. I don't even have any data. All right. See, MDCO does have a lot of shorts in it. BYND, we don't got any data on it, but we'll take a look. Hey, Shel, what's up, everybody? How you doing, Shelton? So the one thing with BYD, this is a longer term kind of head and shoulders pattern. But if it starts to creep over this 9, you'll have room to 170. Like, it would take a lot to negate the pattern, but you can definitely have, like, you would definitely have, $5, $10 worth of room, while the overall picture is still kind of playing out in terms of the head and shoulders. Remember that when you have like a longer term short pattern, it doesn't mean that you can't momentarily have like nice squeezes and like nice pops into things. So just something kind of, I think we put this on the list. As long as it can stay over the 9, so it's 154.14, then we'll have some action down into the 170. So just keep an eye on that. Hey, Mr. Craig, what's up? Hey, Jose, how you doing? What's going on? So CRM faded off its gap hard on Friday, but now like it faded off its gap, but now like it's on these MAs. So like I'm not sure if it's the easiest. I'm not sure if it's the easiest kind of play. So just kind of be mindful of the location on this one. I think there's gonna be just easier plays, if that makes sense. Hey, Chrissy, where you been? Alright, well, let's get going with the regular stuff. Guys, J-Nug, Monster Day on Friday, right? Monster Day on Friday, it's remounted these 2 MAs. This is top of the list for us. J-Nug is top of the list for us for one particular reason, right? The Monster Day, the remount, the rounding pattern coming out of this, we got to hit this thing on pretty much all dips if we start to see this thing set up intraday. I like this one, so that's a fade. The market itself is gapping up, so TVIX is gapping down, but watch this thing. If it starts to base out here, right? If it starts to base out and starts to creep up, you may see this thing come fill the gap, and then if it goes red to green, it's game on, right? If it goes red to green, then it's game on. So you got to put TVIX, JNUG as top of the list. Number 3, FSLY, right? This one's got the huge momentum. I want to watch this thing for some failed follow-through momentum, meaning if this thing pops up to 28, I start to see it roll over, then I want to take this thing short. This is kind of like a reversal candle or an indecision candle, but we'll have to be available and ready to trade this really both ways. So don't, be mindful of just like the location. Don't chase this thing up into the 28 spot because it could just re-roll. Docu, we've got a bear flag here. We got 9 EMA coming down on it. This one looks like a potential kind of swing trade short if the market starts to roll over. It is a fluctuating market, guys, so you have to be able to play both ways. A market like this is going to be very tough to swing trade, but it's going to be much more fun to day trade. We're an uptrending market that goes up every day is easier to swing trade, but it's harder to day trade. So just kind of be mindful. This ZS looks like a bear flag too. You got this big spike down, a monster volume. You've got a consolidation here. The EMAs are catching up. This one doesn't look like it's done going down. If you look at the 15-minute chart here, right, you've got kind of like a nice smooth level on this one. It looks pretty good. TLR is getting smoked out on all pops. So if you look at this thing, any green on this thing, like if you start to see this thing pop up a couple dollars, start watching it for the shorts. It's getting liquidated slowly. Like every day you'll see this thing pop up $1 or $2 and then just roll back. All pot stocks are doing that. They're monsters, turds. If you see any jam in this thing, like even though they're oversold, Denny, if this thing pops up even a couple dollars, it's probably a swing short versus, a long short due to the location and also just the mega turdism of people that smoke pot and believe that, CBDs will cure small penis size and everything else wrong in the world. We're not even going to be a part of that. XLNX. I like this one too. You got a nice breakdown over here. 9 EMA curls for the girls. $100 is going to be like a big psychological support too. This one looks pretty good. Add that to the list. You know, if we need a long, like if we get some Chinese stuff, news come out, or if the market starts to shred to the upside, watch this Bazoon today. It's resting on its 200-day moving average. You got 7 stochastics on this thing. I definitely think this one's going to have like some room to pop. It's definitely going to have some room to pop here. You know, maybe up to back to 44, give or take. So keep an eye on that one. If we need a short, this SQ may kind of break down. If it ever gets under 60 here, I think this one could break down too. Mr. Craig, I added this one for you because I know you love RL. Sick range on Friday, you know, $4. $4, you got yourself big a bear flag here. Like this one actually, even if the market goes up like that, this one is probably not going to get rescued out of this. It's in a monstrous downtrend at this point. Look short. Same thing with I. Look short. So keep an eye on these kind of names, guys. Like these things can be, you know, man, these things can, even if like when the pattern is that bad, even if you have, you know, even if you have like what you call it, an update in the market, it may not do anything to them, you know, minus a handful of things. So keep an eye on that. Crowd, I'm actually looking for a bounce at some point. I'm hoping for one more down day, kind of come back and fill like some of this gap area. But if this thing gets to 80, that's going to be like a nice kind of swing trade opportunity for us because we'll have like a nice location on this. Yes, a lot of people are asking about the Richter. You could definitely put this on the list. It is coming out of, you know, kind of this pattern here. It's not an easy trader, guys. Like, I ain't going to trade it. But, you know, this one looks like it could be stressed. The float's tiny on it at this point. It's probably like 4 or 5 million shares. So, like, any type of volume can really push this thing just due to the fact that the float is so low. I don't like trading these kind of names in general, so I'll be stepping away from this one. But you guys are more than welcome to slam your wieners in a drawer. If you feel that it will make you smarter, do it. Had a rubber band set up on Friday, down 18%. You can see like this kind of ORB down. Any kind of jam up on this thing, watch this thing if it starts to get jammed at kind of 80, 850, 860. We'll look for a re-short on this now that the momentum is ebbed, right? And it essentially went from 5 to 10 in a few days. Watch any kind of spike on this for a day 2. Usually when you get a big candle like this, it's not the end of it. Like if you get an 18% pullback, that's not a low volume, orderly pullback. That's like, hey, this is the trend ending. So you want to watch any kind of spikes in this one. We'll be able to take this thing back short. Make sure you got, you know, check for the borrows and stuff on something like that. So BYND, MC, MDCO, TVIX, JNUG, FSLY. These are like the main targets for today. And then like IRL, these are secondary shorts. We need just to be succinct. Guys, remember when the market itself has volatility, you don't need many names. You can trade mostly ETFs and you'd be good to go, right? So kind of keep an eye. Like say you want to, you know, kind of long the market or something, you can put this TQQ on the list. They had a 10% range on Friday, right? So you can use 3x ETFs to mitigate, you know, your watch list a little bit when the market gets wild. Like you don't have to just, you know, be looking for individual stocks. If the volatility of the market's high, then the ETFs will move just as much as individual stocks. So let's go and let's go do what we do. Let's have a little fun, guys. Remember the webinar tonight. Webinar is tonight. I think, what do we got? Webinar at 8 p.m., guys. Hey, Ernie, what's up? Cool. Yeah, you can use UVX. I prefer TVIX, but you can use for you America anything. Yeah, I like TVIX, but you could use UVXY also. It's the same. Watch this one. If you want to trade UVXY or TVIX, you have to watch for a rounding pattern and then the spike up. They're not the easiest to time, but watch for like a rounding and then the spike up. Bonsi, I mean, the market is up so far. Whether it stays that way, nobody knows. It's always a big guesstimate. The overall trend on the short-term basis is down, but overall, longer term, we're just in a range. All right? Let's go do this, guys. Let's have ourselves a little fun. Guys, be good today. Make sure that you're managing your risk. And as always, I better see everybody in the webinar tomorrow. Make sure to give these YouTube videos a little thumbs up life. Oh yeah.